Why is it that when Black women embrace their femininity, their softness, their vulnerability, or their sensuality, it's met with suspicion, rejection, or even hostility? I came up with this video, I was thinking about this video because I see so many Black women online talking about their femininity journey and wanting a soft life. And I began to question, why is there an attack? Why is there so much intentionality? Or why do we have to be intentional about being feminine and our other counterparts don't? Then it came to me that there must be a benefit. I'm in the United States, that there must be a benefit to the hyper independent Black woman, the angry Black woman, that society benefits from her. And when Black women make the decision that they're going to move differently, that they're going to embrace their softness, that they're going to fight for their sensuality, that they're going to be the ones that benefit for their sensuality and their femininity, that there's an issue there. Why is our rest seen as laziness, our emotion seen as anger, and our beauty seen as a threat? Why is it that 300,000 Black women have lost their jobs in this year? It's intentional. The stripping, the constant stripping, and the creating of situations where Black women have to be calloused and hyper independent benefits our society. And I've come to the conclusion that when Black women embrace their femininity, if we all were intentional and able to embrace our femininity, our sensuality, and live soft and intentional lives that we define, that almost every system in this nation, and I'm gonna break it down for you, would be destabilized. If you're new here, welcome to Heal the New Sexy, where we discuss all things healing, self-love, and relationships. My name is Cynthia. I'm a licensed therapist and coach. I'm looking down because I have some notes, but let me say this to you. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe. I was going to say be sure, but feel free to subscribe. But also, I want us to continue this conversation in the comments. I want to hear from you. There are some things that I feel like this may be expounded on more, but this is just my initial thoughts, okay? So I want to talk about what femininity really means, okay? Because I think there's this misconception about this wearing pink and your makeup. And while all of that's beautiful, femininity is more than that. Let's be clear, it's not about dresses and makeup. It's about an energy, a way of being in the world that allows space for softness, our intuition, rest, nurture, and vulnerability. I know that when I am not, okay, let's say this. Also, if you're new here, I'm going through a cancer journey. I've been diagnosed with triple negative breast cancer. And I realized that I'm a different person since I've been diagnosed with cancer. There are some things in me that have awakened, and there's other things that are not important to me anymore. I was talking to my girlfriend Tia the other day, and I was telling her that I've just been crying. Like, I've been crying. And she was like, girl, cry. Right? This going through the journey and trying to be hard or trying to be tough or trying to be something I'm not doing that. Listen, Black women, we have to be able to express our emotions and how we feel and not be misconstrued as being angry. Why is it that we are seen as angry when we're passionate about something or we're hurting? But, and this thing, let me tell you something, this thing killed me. A Black woman will be seen as hurting and people will treat her a certain way, but they will rehabilitate a dog, a cat. They'll show love and care for that, but they won't show love and care for us and our humanity. All right, but get back to femininity. But here's the thing, femininity isn't given the same respect or safety when it lives in a Black body. How we're targeted at work because of how we show up and how we dress, right? We're not treated the same. When we show up as feminine, when we show up as soft, when we show up as vulnerable, it's not treated the same. It's not respected. And often it's not protected, even by our own men. Even by our own men. Just in case a man is watching, please don't argue with me in the comments because I'm going to block you. This is going to be the day. This is the day. This is the day that I block you. Yes, that I block you. Because We deserve to be protected. Our softness deserves to be protected. And often I see online, why we got to do that? Why we got to do that? Listen, if our community is going to move forward, there's going to have to be changes. And that means both sides of the fence are going to have to come together. But don't play in my comments, men. All right? Especially married men, because y'all love to be in my comments, and I'm going to block you. Let's talk about the real impact. The double standard is not just emotional. It's literally killing us. This having to be hyper independent, this having to carry our community on our shoulders, this not being able to take rest, this not being able to take up space, these beliefs that we have to be, have to be double as capable of competent and capable as others to get less pay than they do in the same situations. Let's talk about maternal health first. Black women are 3 times more likely to die from pregnancy-related causes than white women. And it's not because we're less educated or unhealthy. It's because our pain is ignored, our voices are dismissed, our bodies are disrespected. If you talk about chronic health and chronic disease, even like this situation we going through breast cancer, and many Black women are not able to get the necessary screens because of racism that they need in order to live. This disease that I have in my body right now, there are so many Black women who will die from it because they don't have the privilege. They're denied care. Can you fathom that? Having something happening in your body and you're denied care just because of your race, just because of how you show up. Let's talk about mental health. Only 1 in 4 Black Americans seek mental health care compared to 50% of white Americans. When we're taught to push through, to suppress, to survive, to be strong. I told my girlfriends, baby, I'm not going to be on the strong Black woman list. I've taken myself off. I'm not going to be on that list. I'm not going to be on that list. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to be in the strong Black woman list. I'm not on there anymore. If you check the list and check it twice, you won't find me, because I'm not going to do it anymore. This notion of pushing through, this notion of faking it until you make it, this notion of not feeling is killing us. And then on top of that, because I work in mental health, how we show up is very different than how others show up. We are often misdiagnosed as it relates to our mental health. Black women's depression and anxiety looks very different. But also, it's not studied. Why in 2025 we just now studied and just now talking about how different races show up as it relates to anxiety and depression and other mental health? Because the standard and the medicine and the cures were never about us. And the treatment was never about us. But when we have the space and we're not being hyper independent and we're not being hyper vigilant, we can begin to research for ourselves. We can begin to focus on the needs of our community. But when we're constantly fighting and the world is telling us, do you remember some of y'all do. If you're what is it, Z, you probably don't. But you remember the 90s, how Black women showed up, how they were portrayed in the media? You think about Janet Jackson and Toni Braxton and Tatiana Ali and the, Living Single with, and what's her name? I see her face. Queen Latifah. And how those women were soft. Did they have struggles and things? Yes. But they did have to show up hard. Look at the portrayal of Black women now when you got people like Sexy Red. Ooh, baby, look. Look at how they're portraying us. Look at how they're lying on us about who we are. Look at how they're attempting to erase our history. They want us to be the angry Black woman. They want us to be the depressed and anxious woman. They want us. That's intentional. How can we nurture our children and our men when we are struggling with ourselves? How can we build our community and address the ills when we're struggling within ourselves? We don't have the energy to, because we fighting for ourselves first, right? But high functioning depression, burnout, and emotional exhaustion is rampant. We tired. We're tired. Why? Because femininity The ability to feel and release has been denied to us. Listen, you've probably heard this in another video I said, we cannot go to the hospital talking about we exhausted. What have you know somebody in a woman in your family who went to the hospital because they exhausted? No. Zora Neale Hurston said, the Black woman is the mule of the earth. Now, if you study the mule is a mix between a donkey and a horse. It's barren. It can't reproduce. But the cross breed is because of the functionality of the mule, because the mule is a hard worker. And she described Black woman as the mule. Now, imagine, you take the mule, it's able to plow the field and do the things that you want. It's for work. That's what it's prized for. But then if you think about horses like the thoroughbred, where they race the horses at the Kentucky Derby and they have a party for 2 weeks and those horses are thousands and thousands of dollars and they get all these special treatments. Zora didn't describe us as a thoroughbred because society doesn't see that. They want us to function as a mule. They want us to be overworked but keep going. They want us to be exhausted but keep going. They want us to be barren and not be able to produce. So it's stealing your productivity. It's stealing your creativity. So there could be cures on the inside of you, but because of the society, we don't know it. Not only cures, you may work in business and financing, you and your level of creativity may be out of the world, but because of society, because of racism and classism and sexism and all them isms, you can't show up how you need to. Let's talk about medical health. Black women face higher rates of heart disease, obesity, and autoimmune disorders, often caused by chronic stress. Now on TikTok, they talk about Black women need to exercise, Black women will exercise. Look at the women in the 70s and look at the women now and this and that. Well, the food in the 70s was a whole lot different than now. They didn't have as many GMO foods that we do now. Think about it. But think about the chronic stress that we are under that's causing disease. Now imagine living the life that you have decided is your life. Your femininity is defined by you and nobody else. What would that do for your physical health? Would you be able to release the weight? What would that do for your mental health? Would you find yourself not waking up in the middle of the night and your heart is with heart palpitations? What would that do for us being able to deliver our babies and also nurture our babies and breastfeed our babies? What would that look like? I told somebody, I was talking to them about this. I said, Black women being able to be soft would disrupt every system. We would have more wealth. The public school to prison pipeline would be non-existent. There would be a reduction in mental health. Y'all probably put me out of business. What would you need a licensed clinical social worker for? Because you would be in good health. The Bible says, I wish above all you be in good health and prosper even as your soul prosper. So not only should our mental health be prospering, our body should be prospering too. What would marriages be like? They talk about the statistic of Black women not being able to get married or get married at lower rates. And I know some people throw that in our face like we're undesirable, which is a lie because they want us real bad. But what would our community look like? What would our family structure look like? And even if you don't want to be married and you're watching this video, what would the quality of our life look like if our society wasn't fighting our softness? It's crazy for a society to want a people to continue to struggle and to be hard because they benefit from it. And we haven't woken up to acknowledge them people benefit from me being hyper independent. Them people benefit from me hating on the Black man. They benefit from that. They benefit from the division. They benefit from me not knowing my worth. So I'm buying all of these things so that you can see that I'm worthy and I can't keep the dollar within my community. They benefit from our $1 trillion buying power and us buying everything. But when we step back into who we are and who we were created to be, they're threatened by it. They fear it. And that's why they make fun of women who want to do more. That's why they made fun of our forever First Lady, Michelle Obama. That's why they made fun of Kamala Harris. That's why they want to slander their name. And that's why they want to talk about them. Why? Because they show up in a way that demonstrates power and they have influence. Now, the world benefits from you being tired, from us being productive but never peaceful. A rested Black woman, a nourished, sensual, emotionally supported Black woman, she's a threat. That's revolutionary because it dismantles a system that only values us when we're suffering. Our femininity threatens power structures. That's why, you know what, that's even why they were mad at Serena when after she had a baby and almost died and came out there in that bodysuit. And then everywhere you look, there's an example of Black women being targeted. Since when does a bodysuit got anything to do with tennis and you bothered by that? That lady almost died having a baby, and so she put that bodysuit on and she was looking good so that she could play the sport. And then I hope you understand what I'm saying. I hope you understand. Because we're no longer playing the role they wrote for us. When you make a decision that you're going to be soft, when you make a decision that you're going to embrace your femininity, when you make a decision that you're going to embrace who you were created and called to be, you begin single-handedly to dismantle structures. And that's a powerful thing because you are a powerful woman. And if nobody told you, you are powerful. And it's time for you to begin to step into your power. Give yourself a soft life. Embrace your femininity. However that looks to you, it's time for you to do it. It's time for us to no longer be hyper independent. It's time for us to no longer allow them to write our story. You better get that pen back in your hand and begin to write it. Your situation and your circumstances are now your responsibility. And if each and every one of us may become intentional, we're going to flip this nation upside down. Now, let's talk about reclaiming it. So how do you reclaim what's always been yours? It's always been yours, right? First, you're going to set boundaries. You're going to protect your energy. Not everyone is entitled to you. That includes you need to set some boundaries at your job, okay? Don't let them overwork you or underpay you. Stop not speaking up. Stop accepting microaggressions. Oh, every time you come to work, you're so dressed up. Oh my gosh. No, this is just how I've decided that I, like to dress. I'm not overdressed. This is just me. Thank you so much. Watch your mouth. Because I ain't forgot how to be hyper independent. I ain't forgot how to fight. Watch your mouth. Okay. Rest without guilt. Sometimes softness is not laziness. You don't have to be going. Rest. Our ancestors didn't have the ability to rest. Rest is your birthright. So we work so hard to prove something that we don't focus on, that we are innately good. There's goodness on the inside of us. We are worthy because God decided to breathe breath into us and put us in this country and this nation and this world. Rest. Allow yourself to feel. You don't have to be strong every day. Rest. Feel the emotion. Sit in it. Cry if you have to. Journal if you have to. Breathe. When's the last time you took a deep breath? How many times a day you find yourself holding your breath, bracing yourself for what's to come? Receive love. You are worthy of being poured into, not just pouring. Make sure you have a community of people that are pouring into you. I want you to know that it's not your business if they are uncomfortable with your softness. I want you to let them fear your peace, because your femininity is not their battleground. It's your inheritance. You deserve to be soft. You deserve to be able to nurture and to be nurtured. You deserve to be able to feel. You deserve to be able to breathe without anxiety and depression and sadness and grief. You deserve that. Okay. So Black woman, I want you to know that your softness is sacred. Your joy is revolutionary. I love seeing Black women. I love it. I love it. I want you to know, and that your femininity is divine. You were created to be soft, to be feminine, as defined by you, not by this nation. We can turn this nation upside down by making the decision that we are going to take care of ourselves. We're going to exercise. We're going to move our bodies. We're going to eat good food. We're going to manage our stress because we don't want chronic illness. We're going to do what we need to do to fight chronic illness if we have it. We're going to love our men, our children, our friends, our community. We're going to fight for our community. We're going to volunteer for the next upcoming elections. We're going to put our money behind candidates that support our, not just our needs, but our beliefs, and want to do the things that we need for our community. We're going to address our social ills. We're going to save our money and invest it in ways that it grows for us, not just in beauty, but if it is beauty, we're going to buy some stock, okay? We're going to get into real estate. We're going to write the books. We're going to do the things that we need to do for us. We're going to dance in the middle of the day. We're going to buy ourselves the flowers. We're going to do the things. We're going to go on the trip, on the vacations. We're going to take rest. We're going to do therapy as we need to. There's no point in you having 900 hours of sick leave because you feel like you got to be at work. Rest. Because if you should die, they're going to hire somebody else, and they're going to have somebody else working in there temporarily. Rest in your femininity. Do the Pilates if you want to, the yoga, lift the weights, buy the car, do what you need to do to be happy, healthy. Read the books. Rest. Rest. But don't focus on the lies that they're telling you about you. Be you and who you were created to be. All right? So please be sure to like this video, subscribe if you're new, and I want you to share it with every Black woman you know. Share, right? I want every Black woman to know you don't have to earn rest. You just have to receive it. And your femininity will dismantle every ism in this nation. Or if you're watching from another country, in your nation as well. We deserve to be soft. We deserve to be sensual. And we deserve rest. All right? I want every statistic about us to change. Maternal health to be improved, mental health to be improved, even our physical health, but also those that impact our men. But it starts here with each and every one of us. Now, some of you may say, Cynthia, hear me and hear my heart, okay? This is healed, forgive me, the new sexy, because there's nothing sexier than a healed woman. My name is Cynthia.